EastEnders Joel finally exposed as shocking crime comes to light. EastEnders viewers will see Joel Marshall finally face justice tonight after police uncover evidence of his vicious assault on Vicki Fowler. In disturbing scenes last week, Joel brutally attacked his stepmother following an argument about his sexist beliefs, leaving her seriously injured and rushed to hospital. At first, Ross refused to believe his son could be responsible, but his denial ended when he discovered the disturbing video Joel had filmed of the attack. With no other option, Ross made the painful decision to report his own son. Meanwhile, Tommy, who had been hiding Joel in the Vic, eventually did the right thing and revealed his whereabouts to the authorities. Armed police soon stormed the garage where Joel was hiding, arresting him in full view of the shocked Walford residents, including Ross and Tommy. In tonight's episode, Julie steps in as Joel's appropriate adult at the police station, while Ross visits Vicky in hospital. Sharon makes it clear that Joel is no longer welcome in her home. Ross tearfully apologizes to Vicky as she recounts the attack, but tensions rise when he admits he intends to visit Joel. Julie later informs Ross that Joel's DNA has been taken and that he keeps asking to see his father. Ignoring Vicky's pleas, Ross heads to the station, where he watches Joel's interview unfold from behind the glass. Elsewhere, police question Tommy about his involvement. Overwhelmed with guilt, he breaks down and apologizes for helping Joel, as Kat and Alfie console him for finally doing the right thing. During questioning, Joel insists the assault was an accident and claims he acted in self-defense. However, his story collapses when confronted with the video evidence. Realizing his father handed over the footage, Joel erupts in fury. "We're done," he screams. "You're dead to me." Now the question remains, will Joel face prison time for his crime, and can Ross ever recover from turning in his own son? Former EastEnders star Natalie Cassidy has opened up about a very bad decision that she says will never leave her. Earlier this year, viewers said goodbye to Natalie's beloved character Sonia Fowler, who left Albert Square for Bali with her daughters Bex and Hope, and her sister Bianca Jackson, played by Patsy Palmer. After more than 30 years on the BBC soap, her emotional exit marked the end of an era. Speaking to PA, Natalie said her departure has given her a sense of freedom she hadn't felt in years. "It's lovely to have more time and not be tied to a schedule," she explained. "I can finally plan things for my kids. That's real freedom." Natalie, who joined EastEnders in 1993 at just 10 years old, credited Dame Barbara Windsor and Wendy Richard as mentors who shaped her career. "Barbara was tiny but powerful," she said. "She taught me professionalism, knowing your lines, and being on time. You had to be near your deathbed to miss work." In her new book, Happy Days, Natalie reflects on personal struggles behind the scenes, including caring for her ill father while raising her daughter and working full-time. She also looked back on her 2006 fitness DVD, Then and Now Workout, calling it a very bad decision. The project led to harsh tabloid scrutiny about her body. "I lost 4 stone in 3 months, but once it was over, I gained it all back. Then the papers started calling me fat again. It really affected me," she said. Although she admits that experience will never leave her, Natalie now has a healthier relationship with food and focuses on setting a positive example for her daughters. Up next, she stars in Learning to Care, a 12-part BBC documentary series following her as she trains alongside professional carers, proving that, while Sonia may have left Walford, Natalie's career is far from over. EastEnders spoiler, Nigel launches mission to uncover the truth. After the week's dramatic events, Nigel confronts Julie, who insists she was the one driving. Not fully convinced by her explanation, Nigel decides to investigate further. Later, back at home, Julie continues to stick to her story, but Nigel remains doubtful. In a bold move, he turns himself in to Jack, determined to get to the bottom of what really happened. Meanwhile, Kat follows Zoe, discovering her secretly meeting a private investigator. Despite still being frustrated over stolen money, Kat tries to support her daughter. However, her suspicions grow when Zoe lies to the investigator. Things escalate when Zoe overhears Kat warning her that she'll have to leave if she doesn't start setting a better example. Elsewhere in Walford, Harry is shocked when Kojo returns to the flat, adding more tension to the household. And in the business world of EastEnders, Johnny and Tim agree to become partners, despite warnings from Callum about Tim's potentially questionable motives. EastEnders spoilers: shocking car crash and Zoe drops major revelation. Walford has been in turmoil recently, and the drama is far from over. From Max Branning's surprise return, to Harry being held hostage, and Joel's brutal attack, the square has never felt more tense. The coming week promises even more chaos as residents face dangerous choices and explosive confrontations. The week begins with Nigel Bates preparing to sell his car to fund a long-awaited trip to India with Julie. However, before saying goodbye, Nigel sneaks out for one final drive after a heated argument with Julie. While on the phone with her, he becomes overwhelmed and distracted, leading to a serious car crash. The incident leaves him shaken and guilt-ridden, unsure of the consequences. When he questions Julie about what happened, she sticks to her story, claiming she was driving. Nigel, however, doesn't believe her and later turns himself in to Jack, who accompanies him to the police station. Tensions rise as everyone waits to see just how severe the crash will be and whether Nigel will face serious repercussions. Meanwhile, Zoe's private investigator storyline continues to develop. Sharon has agreed to fund the PI to help Zoe confirm that Dennis Rickman is her son's father. Kat, attempting to support her daughter, becomes suspicious after Zoe lies to the investigator. Matters worsen when Zoe overhears Kat telling Alfie that she may have to leave if she doesn't begin setting a good example. Frustrated and desperate to clear the air, Zoe confronts Kat with a shocking revelation. But the true impact of her confession is yet to unfold. Elsewhere, George grows concerned about Kojo's whereabouts, while Oki orders Harry to track him down. Harry warns Kojo to run, angering Oki, who threatens Harry to bring Kojo back under his control. The tension between these characters promises to escalate into dangerous territory. Over at the Albert, Jasmine tries to support Gina, and they head out for a drink to unwind. However, their evening takes an unexpected turn, hinting at potential danger or shocking revelations. Across the square, following Ben and Callum's breakup, Lexi remains distant toward Johnny, while Billy attempts to win her affection with gifts, much to his frustration when his efforts fail. With relationships tested, secrets unveiled, and unexpected dangers lurking around every corner, Walford is set for a week of intense drama, emotional confrontations, and shocking twists that will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. The fallout from Nigel's crash, Zoe's confession, and the looming threats from Oki and Kojo promise to dominate the headlines in the coming episodes. EastEnders airs Mondays to Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. on BBC One and BBC iPlayer.